we've got a blanket of snow on the ground. Thought it'd be time to get the snowmobile out and running and see if we can groom a little. So this is an Cat Bearcat 3000, which is a long track 4-stroke that's geared low for pulling. It's been a really good addition for grooming snowmobile trails. They do make a bigger version of this, which is a 5000, I believe, that has a bigger engine and a little different chassis. They also make a 2000, or did, I'm not sure if they still do, that had a 2-stroke motor. This 4-stroke and the low gearing has been really nice for pulling the drags. What I'd used for a number of years prior to that is this Cat Phaser SS. It's like probably the absolute worst snowmobile designed for pulling a ski drag, in that it is geared to go fast, and so I would essentially have to run this poor thing wide open to pull our groomers around, which amazingly this thing never had any problem other than I'd get stuck a lot. It still runs good, and we'll get it out later this winter. So right now we're going to work on seeing if the Bearcat will start for the year. Start by checking the oil and looking it over. I think the battery's probably dead, so I brought the booster pack along. So I've got my gloves. So one thing about this particular Maremma is if you leave your gloves on the ground, she thinks it's a fun game to chase it. So she will do whatever she can. It turns into a game for her. So being that this is a 4-stroke, it does have engine oil to check. It does not use oil like a 2-stroke, and oil's right where it's supposed to be, nice and clean. So right at the end of it was at the bottom of the full level, so I could add a little bit, but let me just get starting here. I think I'll have to look and see, but I think I'm due to change it here shortly too. So the other thing that this snowmobile needs is it has a chain drive, and it needs that gear fluid changed every few years, 2,000 miles or something, but we really put low mileage on it. So, I'm assuming the battery is dead, and you're dead. Not completely dead, it powers up a little bit, but I'm not going to try to start it without a little boost. In order to get to the battery, you have to take out this screw. I just keep the torque driver in here for it. And the seat comes out. And the battery sits right here. Oh, there we are. Boost back on. Prime the fuel pump. I'm going to prime it a second time. See if it'll start. So, the beauty of a 4-stroke. Alright, Put the battery charger on. Charge it up for a while. Alright, we'll let it charge for a while. Alright, it's been charging a while, we'll see how it does. Snowmobile is you have to let it get temperature before you ride it. Unfortunately, I couldn't let it do that when we came over earlier, so it's not real happy with me right now. Just let the temperature get up to about 100. So right now the engine, as it's warming up, is at too high of a speed to shift it back into forward, because it's going to run for a while. So that's why it's beeping. It's in reverse still. So we turned the snowmobile on and off, and when it restarted it had slowed down to a normal idle. Now it shifts in and out of reverse just fine, so we'll go for a ride. So today we have a little bit of fresh snow compared to the other day when we were showing us getting the snowmobile ready for the year. And we've done a couple passes of grooming this year, but now we're going to show you how we've done our grooming. These two groomers are groomers that I built in the past, showing that you can just take old junk and make a pretty good groomer. This first one here is a real lightweight one that I pull around to compact the snow when there's more than a foot of snow, fresh snow. This one starts getting hard even for the Bearcat to pull. It's just 2x4s and some 4x4s screwed together, and you pull it forward and it packs the snow down. This one is a strong version, has a taper to it, and as it pulls through the snow, it pulls the snow back and forth and levels the snow. This one actually does a better job than the commercial groomer I was going to show you here when the snow is deep, at compacting the snow and leveling everything. This groomer is made by ABR Trails in Ironwood, Michigan. It is a nice heavy drag that has teeth that can drop down. This groomer is 4 feet wide, and when conditions get icy, it really can tear it up and allow you to recondition it. This is a fraction of the cost of a lot of the other commercial groomers. We have material to set corduroy across the back with wings on both sides to help level it. It's 6 feet wide in total, and then it has a flip down tracker buried in here that will flip down and set 2 tracks if you need it, want it to. So we'll start by showing you how the larger homemade groomer works to level and pack trails. The advantage of this style of groomer is that the snow comes through, takes the air out of it, and it turns several times without the snow building up and caking up. That means you can just take it out into a field and drive around, and generally I don't get stuck with this one even in deep snow. Like I said earlier, sometimes if there's over a foot I will take that little one out still, but with this snowmobile I can pretty much pull this one anywhere. So we're just going to pull it around in the field a little bit so you can see how it can do that. So as you can see with this groomer, I can make a really nice level skate deck with just 2 passes that I'll show you on the commercial groomer. Actually doesn't level as well and doesn't compact the snow as well. The advantage of this groomer, however, is that it does leave corduroy, and when you don't have fresh snow to work with, this one really can't do anything. It just goes on top of it. So that's where the commercial one has a real advantage. This groomer is a lot heavier, but it does leave nice corduroy that once it firms up gives you a real nice skate deck. It also has the advantage of the traffic. So we're back here at the spot where we went out in the field with the other groomer. I would not dare go out there like that with this groomer because it would sink in and the snow would build up on the back part here and I'd get stuck. We don't have quite enough snow yet to bury everything, but you get the idea of how this one leaves a nice corduroy. You do have to go slower to get real nice corduroy. The other groomer makes a real nice, firm, compact snow that hardens up real nice and makes an excellent skate trail. They both have their advantages. I'll lower the teeth in a minute so you can see how that works. So you can buy an electrical jack that goes in between here for extra cost. I didn't pay the extra money, and I just have here's the bungee cord that I wrap around here a couple times. Because I usually go with either the teeth up or the teeth down. And so now the teeth actually float up and down. The more pressure it's on them pushes them up so they don't dig too hard. But in icy conditions it can do a nice job of doing it, of tearing things up. And you'll see that it actually makes the groomer pull straighter. So a little shot of our trails in action. So we got just a real light dusting of snow since we groomed. You can still see the corduroy coming through. You can see the nice firm trail to work with. That little bit of fresh snow makes a little resistance on there, but all in all it's pretty nice. So it's transitioned from V1 to V2 there. Do you go up the big hill, Bunny Rabbit? Do you go up the big hill? So we call this hill Sunshine Mountain because in the afternoon the sun is out. Sometimes it's straight ahead over above the trail. You can see it keeps going way up there. Micah kept going up. Katrina took the cut across. What do you think, Kayana? See, this trail's still a little bit soft. I only went over it once with the groomer. And we got that little bit of fresh snow. Your mittens are getting too warm too?